Good morning. This is Tom, aka Gedeon, here for Tabletop Tap Room. And what would it be on a Monday morning when I haven't had enough coffee? And we've discovered the buffoonery factory at NuTSR is at it again. I know. It's NuTSR again. This one you're going to want to see because if you love Dave Trampier, and who doesn't love Dave Trampier? We love Dave Trampier, who played first edition Dungeons and Dragons. His artwork was some of the most iconic in there, not to dump on any of the other artists, but we really, some of his stuff. The three guys reaching into the treasure chest and the glow on their face. That was awesome. But this is from the inside cover of one of the hardcovers of the first edition AD&D books. It is iconic. I don't know how many times I looked at this as a kid. This wizard-like figure, game master-like figure sitting on top of a wooden die. It just inflamed your imagination. It was awesome. Well, apparently, NuTSR is so entitled, they're going to rip off the Trampier background there, Photoshop a goblin sitting on a toadstool over it, and use it for their tabletop event / convention, FFA Gaming Event, to be held at Horticultural Hall in Lake Geneva. So let's just do, I should have set up a side-by-side. I apologize for that. But so here's the original. Notice the trees, this little formation here in the art, this tree. And then let's go back to theirs. Clearly, they have just photoshopped in the goblin, the mushroom, and this little grass on the side. So this is class act on the part of NuTSR to rip off a classic artist. Well, what were we expecting from them? They ripped off the Lizard Man logo. Justin redrew it and then tried to ensnare Darlene Artis, the original artist, in there to help defend him against TSR. And she was like, "It's not my art. That's not my art." He squatted on trademarks. The court case, of course, is working its way through the system. And, he's going to dump on the memory of Tramp. He's stealing Tramp's artwork. And, his artwork's not good enough. We'll just Photoshop a goblin over that dungeon master sitting on the die. Just because we're rip-off grifters and con artists. But let's just take a look at this FFA event. It's advertised here on the Dungeon Hobby Shop Facebook page. And here it is. Dungeon Hobby Shop Museum. Be a sponsor. It's fun. It's cheap. We click on this, and it takes us to FF Gaming Event Lake Geneva. And buy badges, exhibitors, sponsors, location Lake Geneva. It's being held at Horticultural Hall on the same weekend as Gary Con. This is basically the 2.0. TSR Con, held in 2022, was a failure. So now they have reinvented it as FFA, which stands for Free for All. I have that. I was told that by a friend of Ernie Gygax Jr. And, other people have suggested other names that are quite impolite. And some of them are really funny. But we'll try to keep this family friendly and not repeat them. But what's really interesting here, and Justin Lanassa did this. How do I know Justin Lanassa did this? Well, how do I know that? Let's go to the exhibit sponsors. In case somebody wanted a booth available, and apparently you're going to pay $200 for the booth. and some have been reserved. Holy cow. I think this is more of their fake sponsors that we saw at TSR Con, where 9 out of 10 sponsors were actually Justin Lanassa. So was absolutely hysterical. But do you see something funny here? I do. I mean, let me just blow it up, make it obvious. Right here, vendor Hull, Hull booths. In the up here, available booths, this is our exhibit Hall, Hall. Available booths and pricing. You must log in and create an account to get a booth. Vendor Hull booths. That's how we know it's Justin. He can't spell it. He's obviously not using Grammarly. Look at this. Sponsors will be kept confidential until the day of the event to keep retaliations down. No, it's because he knows we're going to make fun of him again. 9 out of 10 sponsors, of TSR Con were Justin Lanassa. We made fun of that. And I mean, would you want to be a sponsor at an event where retaliations are likely? And it's not that it's retaliations, it's that people are going to contact these sponsors and be like, dude, how the hell are you supporting this buffoon? Who's done this? Who's done this? Who's done this? And show the documentation on and all the crap posting on Twitter, the attacking of people's wives and children, the homophobic and anti-trans and the misogynistic, and then he's got a game designer who supports this whole Aryan race, white supremacist, racist kind of thing. Puts it right in the PDF that he sends out to people to play test. There's not that there's retaliation. Gamers are not retaliators. We don't go out and picket and throw bricks through windows. That's not gamers. That's not OSR gamers. That's not what we're about. But there are people who will complain to the vendors. How are you supporting this guy? And so that's what he's afraid of. And so at TSR Con, again, we saw that 9 out of 10 sponsors were Justin Lanassa, which was hysterical. And then people got put on there and they were like, I'm sponsoring this thing. They didn't even know. He just put their thing on there. So, would you even go to a convention? I mean, we're not going to tell you who the sponsors and vendors are. Well, that's something I would like to know before I pay for a badge. So more buffoonery, more lunacy from TSR, NuTSR, and Justin Lanassa. I love the Hull booths. It makes me wonder. It is Lake Geneva. Maybe they're renting a party boat. All the vendors will be on the party boat. We're talking a hall with 160 occupancy, but that's really 160 occupancy when you're doing a wedding and you've just got the chairs in there, side by side crammed in there. You're going to be putting gaming tables in there, and you're going to cram 160 people in around those tables. Well, that's assuming he gets 160 people to attend. So I might have to fly out to Lake Geneva just to cover this event in person. But this is just this made me giggle this morning when I woke up and saw this. Let's go back and look at the Hull booths again. Yep, Hull booths. Great. Justin, man, not only do you need to use Grammarly, you need to pay for the premium version of Grammarly, please. Please do. It would help. Trust me. So let's just remind everybody that they are ripping off you know, it's good to laugh and have the laugh about Hall booths, but they are ripping off Trampier. And Trampier is a beloved artist. He's got a Facebook fan page. His art was iconic. There are things that it's like you see that and it's just Tramp. His life is a little bit of a tragic story, yes, but we remember the good stuff about Tramp, and getting this taking a steaming dump on Tramp, so that they could sponsor their event. You already paid an artist to do this goblin, and why don't you have him do a background? You already paid the artist. Get him to do a background. I mean, shoot. This was so unnecessary. And but Justin feels entitled. He can do anything he wants, take anything he wants, steal anything he wants, squat on any trademark he wants. So this is Tom from Tabletop Tap Room. I'm very sorry to report more ass-hattery, buffoonery, idiocy coming out of NuTSR. It's a Monday morning. What would it be without new crap? I don't know. I don't know. So thanks for watching the video. Thanks to my subscribers. You guys are great. And keep on gaming, but just for God's sakes, don't do it with anything from NuTSR.